gas back on the pipeline. So again, this is sort of the major hub for gas coming into Wisconsin in our southern area.
So this will feed that data center too, correct?
No. So again, it's a gas facility. It's not an electric generating facility. So it may heat the data center. My understanding is that it's mostly cooling that they need to do.
But I heard there was supposed to be some heating going on there too, because it isn't just cooling, is what I understand.
Well, I mean, any
it
building, any
initial?
restaurant or
Right.
building that gets heat, that's our customer. Yeah.
Is it, well, let's just say hypothetically, there's a data center that's going up, and for a while they need a little bit of power,
Fuel.
gas, I mean, no connection.
I guess, any gas customer that we would serve them. I don't know what those gas needs would be for a data center.
So there's no communication between Alliant and Meta, or Camden, or any other shell companies that have to do that. You know, we're just,
Yeah,
we've been taught to
Yeah.
be skeptical.
And we were told, or I should say and I didn't
Yeah.
mean to barge in on this, but my understanding is that's the main goal. Power Light will serve this facility because in what
But I
they've
think you're thinking
seen,
of the electric utility.
but
So
they've seen what they've done in other areas, they buddy up or connect with an existing power company so that they service each other. So we can't beat around the bush. I mean, common sense. We already know what's going to happen. I mean, we don't want to be blindsided.
We have been blindsided.
I know, but we don't want to be.
Right, and Dana Fulton broke the story. Now it's like, are you kidding me? Really?
So they know.
I feel like if you had a past role as communications, I'm gonna have to pass fail teacher, man. I'm like,
Well,
not
I-
working.
I'm struggling to see the connection because data centers, you're all I'm sure you're aware, they use a lot of electricity.
Okay.
They use a lot of electricity,
So
right?
that's why they're going there. They already know that.
They site data centers near transmission lines
Yep.
because that's where you can get that level of electricity to support any large customer, whether that's
why they're
an
going
auto
there.
manufacturer, any sort of foundry,
Makes it cheaper.
data center. You don't want to have to string a transmission line
Makes it cheaper.
100 miles. So you site those near transmission lines.
That's why they're going there.
The gas, again, this is a gas facility to serve gas customers. So
Are we
think
struggling with
home
our
heating.
gas? Like,
So that's, if you read the docket, that's where that justification comes in.
Why
Are
would
we-
we read the docket?
That's all the information. That's all the information that we're providing to the community about why we need this project. So we are required to have a 5% reserve margin. So that's saying whatever amount of gas we've used and we're anticipated to use, we need to have a supply that's 5% greater than that. That accounts for a winter storm. If a gas pipeline were to fail, we need that capacity because otherwise the gas goes out and you have to go home by home relighting furnaces.
So I guess now I'm going to back up a little bit. So the question was asked, are we struggling with it?
Yes. So
And there
that's
is-
outlined in the docket. Yep.
There is information.
Yep. You can read the application.
so there is the proof that we have been having failures.
We've been having gas constraints. And so even this winter storm Fern we just went through, gas constraints are impacting us as a company
Supplier.
and customers.
So the pipeline comes from where to where? Just so that I'm clear, because I might not know, like on a map.
Yeah. I'd have to.
Where does it
I don't know the street.
originate?
Yeah, it originates in Illinois and South Beloit, and it comes up
So we're,
along the
South
inner.
Bluff,
I
along
believe
South Bluff Road.
near the interstate, and then there's a spur that comes out to town line.
so that you're saying that the origin of the natural gas source
Illinois.
is Illinois.
Yeah, we don't produce a lot of natural gas in Wisconsin. And we have some
So we're going to be
renewable natural
we're going
gas
to be a
from cows.
storage facility. That's what you're proposing is a mass storage facility.
Yeah, the way that Again, I'm not the engineer, so the way I think about it, we operate some coal facilities, and a coal facility will site, they'll train in the coal and they'll have a stash of coal, and that's what they use to fuel the facility. This is something similar. Think about it like a battery, where you charge it up and you discharge it as you need it. That's what this is for our gas. For the physical gas molecules that we then transport to customers.
So let me ask another question. Does Lisa Barton recruit these data centers to Wisconsin?
Our CEO,
Yeah.
she certainly talks to customers that want to locate in Wisconsin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and like with our
That's
Beaver.
why your CEO rating is so poor, I'm sure, because the people are not on board with this.
Well, for example,
So,
Beaver
but
Dam,
how does
Yeah.
a regulated monopoly basically put us in the crosshairs of our environment and our
We don't live
rates?
here.
We
I don't
live
care.
here.
We
How
don't
does
live
she
here.
dare to do that? That is so
There's no care.
well, boils down to a
So
bunch
our
of
Beaver,
bonus money for
our
Lisa.
Beaver Dam data center sited in a zoned industrial park that we worked to develop with the city of Beaver Dam.
The city, but the people didn't know what it was until 2 months into construction.
Well, they knew that this land was dedicated for an industrial park, that it was sited, and the infrastructure
But
was
not
built
what
to
kind?
support
Yeah, there was-
infrastructure. It's like any other manufacturing building. Is it?
But you know what?
It's a different
But
manufacturer.
for our customers,
It's like any other different manufacturer, but
Except
there's
for that
not
one part.
usually that much secrecy behind most
Well,
other
the
ones.
secrecy and
for our customers, though, there are a lot of benefits from a cost perspective.
Health benefits?
I would love to know the cost
Health
perspective
benefits,
because
yeah.
my electric bill is double and it's going to almost
I mean,
double
we're
again
not-
next year.
Let's not even worry about the benefits. What about the health? I just got done saying the young gal up there. You're talking about children too. I'm talking about a grandchild.
And
I want
we
them
are
to be around.
proud to be the largest owner-operator of solar in Wisconsin. We are the 5th largest
So-
wind operator in the country.
But is
but
that
so-
We
but is
have
that
been
solar being
leading the way on renewables.
being shared with
you look
us?
here at
But
Rock
we're
County,
talking about
I've seen our
health.
solar sites
But we're
here.
talking about health. I don't care about any of this other stuff. I'm worried about health.
And so are we.
So we're proud to be a solar, but we're not worried about your grandchild, your daughter.
grandchildren.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. The environment, the water, the
But
air.
to bring it back to the LNG project, again, it is, for us, it's a matter of health and safety. If our customers do not have heat when the weather is 20 degrees
Yeah, but
below
if they
zero
can't
out,
breathe, how can it be? If they can't breathe,
if you can't heat a home because you don't have gas, that is a severe health
we
risk.
totally get that.
And we've had that. We've had that in Beloit. We've had the gas go out when it's the middle of winter and you got to go relight customers.
A lot of my friends and neighbors work for Alliant. They're, either line or whatever. But, I appreciate that. But as a regulated monopoly, you're running a whole lot more than
Different.
just. I wish you were nonprofit. I wish you were nonprofit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Because I
how long
feel
have you
like
worked for Power Light?
4.5 years.
Where'd you come from before?
I was with the state of Wisconsin.
in what role?
Policy and communications.
I'd recruit you too if I was Alliant. So we're not.
We're not beating you up.
Well, I love
No, it's
this.
your
This is
job.
great. And
It's your job.
I should have started. Thank you all for coming out. It is rare to find folks that can spend any amount of time or energy coming out to events like this. It's important. So thank you.
It's important to me.
Ears
Yeah,
to
really.
hear.
It's important to me where I live.
Yeah.
It's important to
Is
me
there
with a
any chance this
2-year-old
project
granddaughter
will be
living in my
on
house.
It's up to the commission to approve it. We've certainly laid out what we think is a strong justification and need for it. If you haven't had a chance to look at, I know there's a ton of information in the docket. Most of it's very technical. The application does provide quite a bit of detail on the need and the risks that we've
Where
had.
can I access that? The application for this
Yeah.
project.
Or what about going back to Pete?
If you
With-
email,
with
I can
the town
send
of
you the
Rock.
docket.
Yeah, I know.
The lack of really, the lack of a lot of clarity for our town of Rock.
Well, I know I've sent emails to the town board and the town attorney, and we've got a meeting scheduled with the fire department later this month.
What
That's a
fire
huge,
department?
yeah, which fire
Beloit.
department?
Beloit.
And then
City
there was
of
a
City of Beloit.
Town.
Town of Beloit.
because there was a statement made at the town meeting.
That we're severely understaffed.
And we know that because, and I hate to bring this up, but our son works for the fire department, so I know the staffing issues. So the town of Beloit acting fire chief made a statement, said if we merge with the town of Beloit, or with the city of Beloit, that it would be able to handle in case something would happen. That's a bunch of bull crap because we know they can't even staff the town of Beloit facility, and to top it all off, they weren't even ready for the deal that happened in South Beloit with the
Right, and we're taking care of South Beloit too. But then who services us? We're a little diamond in the rough over where we're at.
You have 200 homes, right?
Yeah, we have 200 homes in our subdivision and more down the street, but we don't have a dedicated fire department. So then where does that come into play?
And what if?
Right, and what if something happens? What if a catastrophe happens?
Well, I mean, let's just look at what happened to the Amazon data center. I'm off topic here.
That's fine.
In the Middle East, that was a target. I feel like we've got a target on our back now that we're such a matrix of power. I don't like that feeling. But good for you, though. Good for you. Good for Lisa.
Well, again, I'm happy to, if you've got my email, any questions you have, I'll forward if you don't mind, send me the photos. I'll send them to Abdul, who's our plant manager. Again, he couldn't make it today because he's stuck in negotiations with our
I have friends that work for Alliant
union.
too.
Yeah.
Who shall remain nameless, but
Right.
yes.
He was saying he'd
I know
much
people
rather
on
be
the
here than
inside.
in labor negotiations, so I'm sure that'll be a good break. But we want to be good neighbors, so if there's anything we can do, I'm happy to pass that along.
Not even,
What, like Costa Rica turns its light down, so.
Well, that's why I'm
it's
surprised
fair.
by that. Because
That's at midnight.
For our LNG,
Right.
so for the LNG project.
And I wouldn't know. We go to bed at 8 o'clock. So the only reason why I know is because we went to Las Vegas 2 weeks ago and we came home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like,
That's a great photo, by the way.
but then that was a couple nights later that I took that video and that photo at midnight because I couldn't sleep. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go out and see. And it was exactly the same as what I saw at 1 a.m.
So as a minimum, as a good neighbor, I would want like the Costa Rican approach where you don't interrupt the wildlife patterns because the lights are, when they exist, they're not interfering with, like in Costa Rica, it's the sea turtles.
And do you know,
Nesting.
is that, I'm assuming that's the Riverside and not West Riverside facility, is that right? Or do you know which one it is?
I don't know.
it's on Town Line
It's
Road, right?
on town, WBR Town Line. It's a mile
Yeah.
and a half from here.
Okay.
So it's
the newest
the
facility, right?
newest facility.
The new one, so West Riverside,
Yeah.
It's the newest facility.
okay. Okay.
So the one that was directly across from our house 10 years ago is the one that they tore down with red and white stacks, and then that's
Yeah.
right next to it. So there's the field with all of the wire that's all stored on the ground, and it's right there. So,
Okay,
Okay, so is
so
your
it's before.
Sorry.
Oh, but it's before the railroad tracks.
yeah.
So is
So
one of your
Riverside.
major shareholders or stockholders rather BlackRock?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, I don't know.
It is. So,
Okay.
yeah, and We Energies. And of course, they have more assets under control than anybody in the world. $26 trillion. And what if, in my imagination,
Well,
BlackRock buys a lot? Then what happens to our rates? This is just, so whatever you're saying to
I'm
me
already scared what's
today-
going to happen to them next year.
Right, absolutely. But then if you get,
And what do we have, a 5-year increase? Is that what's going on right now? Are we in the middle of this?
no, so for Alliant, the commission approved a 5% rate increase effective January.
What does it go up to? 17 next year? What are we paying, 9 something right now?
But again,
somebody
back
has
to
to pay for this
back to
infrastructure.
data centers. So we've seen several data centers in our Iowa service territory locate. In Iowa, we've frozen electric rates for 5 years. As a result,
But did you have a raise in electric rates prior to that?
we had one.
Because that's what we have right
a
now.
couple years.
We have this
I
progressive
think
rate
we
increase
probably
right now.
had one back in 23, 24.
Okay, so then you froze rates after the raise.
So it does feel like we're paying for.
I'm paying $500 a month for power when I used to pay $200.
Even, and this is another thing I look at, and I've said this before to people. We get to a point in our life, we want to be able to be comfortable. We
Budget.
don't want to have to
You want
worry
a
about,
budget.
Right.
because someday, and my dad always said this, and he would tell you right now, we work for a union shop, okay? Beatrice Foods.
Yep.
We don't worry about the stuff right now, the wages. We worry about benefits because someday down the road, you're going to want to be able to collect. And you know, when we talk about freezing rates and then all of a sudden, what happens then? I mean, we already know taxes. I mean, how does a retiree or even a person that at 20 to retire to be able to pay these costs? I mean, I'd be hating paying $500 a month for utilities. That's nuts.
Well, and we pay $6,300 a year for property taxes.
I know, that's
It went up
nuts.
$1,100 this year. So
Well,
now, and
Lisa
then now
gets-
double my.
Data centers can help with that too if you want property tax.
You know,
relief.
it'll
I
probably
don't
lower
believe
it,
that.
yeah, and then it'll lower my home value as well.
Nobody wants to live in a polluted
So my
area.
$600,000 home is now going to be worth
But
$300,000.
you ain't even going to be around because you're going to end up dying early because you're going to have
Cancer.
chemicals in the air.
Well, don't trivialize what we're saying, because we are so passionate about this, it's
I-
just
I
unbelievable.
I just-
to
completely
have
understand.
To have this broke, it broke 2 weeks ago. And I'm telling you, you've been in this business for a while, you were in the state before that, so you're all up to speed. We're like
Well, I'm-
dancing as fast as we can, just trying to get a picture.
I couldn't tell you what's happening with any proposed data centers in Rock County.
But you have to look at us and say, okay, we understand why you're trying to put these puzzle pieces together because, okay, we've expanded Alliant Energy by more than double in the last 10 years, right? Now we're more than double the energy output in the last 10 years.
I don't know what that's referring to. Like the
Alliant
number of
Energy.
customers or the.
No,
Well, how many gigawatts do you produce now at this center?
Well, so Riverside is a 625 megawatt facility, and West Riverside is 700.
Yeah, so 13. It was less than half of that 10 years ago.
No. Well, for all of Alliant Energy, again, so we've retired some of those coal plants, like you talked about.
Well,
right?
we haven't retired them all because now didn't we just put off the retirement of one to let Sheboygan retire one? What's that current?
So our Columbia and Edgewater facility in Sheboygan, those two were slated to be retired and potentially converted. Part of the reason for needing to maintain those is the change in how it would take a while, but MISO, who's our interstate sort of air traffic control for the electric grid from Manitoba down to Louisiana, they're changing the
What
way
does
that
MISO stand for?
the Mid-Continent Independent Service Operator. So it's an independent, sort of the energy market. So they manage,
I don't get how that works.
yeah. So the way it works is we have an electric generating facility.
Yep.
And every morning our team wakes up and says, hey, this facility is available if it needs to run. It, if you need to call on it, it's available. And it's available at this price point. And so what MISO does is they start going down the list. Okay, this is how much electric demand we have. And you can, they have a little app you can track. And so every day they say, hey, solar and wind, there's zero cost to run those. We're going to run all the solar and wind. Hey, this coal facility, that's kind of pricey, but we can run this gas plant cheaper. That's what we're going to call on. And so you can see, that's not the right one, MISO. So MISO Mobile, and you can see real-time display.
What's L? Okay.
Oh, sorry. LMP is the locational marginal price. And so this is the price for electricity live at these various hubs in the MISO market. And so you can see
So do
here
they
is.
tell you where to send?
So what'll happen is they
How's
say,
it work?
hey, we're getting towards the evening peak today. We're going to start.
Shut it down.
We're going to need to turn some plants on. And so they go through their list, what's the most cost-effective one, and if we've said, hey, Riverside's available, they'll
Need more
flip
of a
it
draw,
on.
they put it.
Or they say, hey, energy use is going down, throttle it back, shut it down, we don't need you anymore. So we make the plants available. MISO is the one that calls on it to operate and to put those electrons on the grid. And again, once they're on the grid, they go.
You're just talking electricity.
Yep,
Okay,
just
got it.
electricity. Yeah. It is I have an 8-year-old, and we spent last weekend looking at what the solar production was doing and what the real-time wind forecast
Answer
is.
a question for me. People say that solar array, it sounds so wonderful, What happens when that's, is that land?
At North Rock or
This
the
one.
Edgerton?
Here.
Paddock, yep, below you.
Yep. What happens to that when, let's just say.
Yeah.
It gets tired.
Yeah, we retire that, what is the ground
Yeah,
usable?
absolutely.
So it's not
So-
toxic?
No,
It's so
not
much
at all.
money.
So we think of it,
How is it, is
so
it usable?
100%. So what happens is, so when we install those solar sites, they stick a
Yes.
a steel pile on the ground, the racking goes on top, the solar panels. When we retire it, the solar panels come off. Those can
Yeah,
be
but only how many feet down?
Yeah. Yeah, do you pull the pylon out?
Yeah,
so
the
to
whole
speak?
pile comes out. It's just
Because that's what I have seen
Yes.
recently is
The
that
whole
they
pile comes
abandon
up.
these solar fields, but they only have to take down to 4 feet, and anything below that is.
Right. Well,
there's
that's,
anything below that's not getting farmed or dug up. So what farmers that we've partnered with, because again they're leasing their land, they intend to farm it when they were done. For them, it's no different than enrolling land in the state's cropland reserve program. So it allows the land to rest, rejuvenates the soil.
is that for real?
Yep.
I have friends that farm up in Cambridge and they can't stop that whole project fast enough. They're so,
One of our farmers up in Beaver Dam, John Butterbrodt, 94 years old. He was the president of the state dairy co-op. He leased us 600 acres for that Beaver
What do you
Dam
pay
solar
for it?
project. I don't know.
It's more than what they're getting off of the ground to run.
He did say it's the most money he's
They're
gotten
getting
for
more.
any legal crop he's grown.
Because I know a farmer that was looking.
Legal crap.
Yep.
But John, I don't
Farmer
want to
was-
know what you're growing, but
Farmer that I know was looking into that west of Beloit, and they put it in. They try to put it in areas where it's non-productive land, correct?
no,
well,
Because I know he was. Well, I'm
I
just
don't know,
going
that
back
stuff out,
that's
that stuff
Cambridge
out,
isn't
on
into
213.
that.
yeah.
I know we got friends that live right
Out in
next door to that.
Broadhead, yeah.
but again, for
Some of
us,
that's
Out by
wet.
us, what
We're-
was it, Creedy?
we're really proud. I was just at our Grant County solar site. We've got 1,000 acres out there. We're partnering with one of the local farmers who's grazing sheep on site. So it's part of this agrivoltaics
Grazing.
movement that we're partnering with UW. We've got another site up near Lake Kaganza that the UW Ag Department's working with us on, where they're piloting, hey, can you grow crops under the solar panels? Can you farm row crops in between the arrays? If you raise them up higher, can you get farm equipment in? You still need to hand pick it. We're trying to be a leader.
I'm just surprised they never pushed it on buildings. More
Well,
on
it
buildings.
is so expensive. It is multiples of
But they-
Well,
expensive
Lisa
to.
will kick in.
What's
Her-
that?
Lisa will kick in with her
Well, for us to keep
multi-million
costs
dollar
down,
bonuses.
again, we put a gigawatt plus, 1.1 gigawatts of solar in service over the last couple of years. It's been one of the reasons we have the lowest fuel costs of any utility in Wisconsin. Any utility. So,
We're not feeling the love.
I'm not feeling them.
well, and
The
gas,
lowest.
I'm seeing it in my gas bill too. Like, again, I was talking to our team this morning, attacks on energy infrastructure don't help gas prices, they don't help.
Energy infrastructure, who's doing the build out?
For gas or electric. Or
Electric, let's just say electric.
So Alliant Energy is responsible for sort of the local distribution system, so think like substations and wires and undergrounding. ATC, American Transmission Company, they operate the larger transmission network. So, you know, and
Well,
that's,
thank God for it, because, I don't know. We're feeling really small and unheard. So,
well, and
I
yeah.
want the gas, I want the power. You're a regulated monopoly and my rates are going up and I don't feel like you're a good neighbor, really. I don't. So, not you personally, you're representing Alliant,
But I appreciate that feedback, and again, I will, whatever I can do to help answer questions or to get you information.
Shelley's lights have, put a
Yeah.
dimmer switch on that whole
Right.
project.
Yeah,
Problem is, though, you're at a
Muffler
different.
on it, something.
Yeah.
The problem is, you're at a different pay grade. You don't speak their language, so what you say will never fix the problem. I mean, I've been.
Well,
I've lived. I've
David De Leon,
You're in a
our
thankless job.
president,
That's right.
David De Leon, was plant manager down here at Rock River. He spent most of his career here in Janesville.
He's gone though. It ain't affecting him.
He's still around.
He ain't in
still-
Beloit.
He's
He ain't
got
living in Beloit.
Edgewater Estates.
Well, I know he was just here in the community a couple
He
weeks
might have
ago
been, but he
talking
ain't
to
living.
Talking to him.
I don't have
Yeah,
his
you do.
calendar. I think he
You
was
already let it out.
with
Not the town of Rock.
the city of I think the city of Beloit and some of the local
So
officials.
they're trying to fish in somewhere else too.
So
Get their claws in.
And we're one really cohesive community on this whole project. So the fact that the room wasn't packed is very disappointing to me, but
We don't
know how many people
6
were at the
o'clock
library either,
changes.
though.
that's
Yeah, we
right.
do, because I was at the library.
Were there people
Yeah,
there?
but at 6 o'clock, maybe there'll be
Yeah,
it's
maybe
different.
after work though, too.
Like I
Yes,
said, it'd be at 6
exactly.
o'clock, because you know, people,
2 o'clock public hearing. I mean, all the old farts are coming.
I work next door, so
so how'd you squeeze over here?
my boss let me come over. My office is right next door.
That's nice.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to anybody in this room, listen to Shelley and the 9-year-old.
Alan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Madeline Bradley, age 9, anxiety issues, and look at her. She's my-
She
That's
did
just
great.
crazy.
She did great.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody gives a hoot about the heart-wrenching stories about her well running dry, which she's concerned about as a 9-year-old.
That's
But
just,
I'm concerned about our nitrate issues and the fact that I can't feed my granddaughter water out of our well. That I have to buy a bottle of water already. So I'm concerned about my well running
And-
dry. I'm concerned
well-
about what it's going to cost me to put in city water and sewer because that's going to break us.
Well, back to the solar issues again. That's one of we've been with the amount of the reduction in fertilizer that gets applied to that land. We've seen huge improvements in water quality around those solar sites that we've.
There hasn't been any improvement yet. I
Well,
have my water
I-
tested every year.
Nope, I'm
and
just-
it gets worse every year.
I'm saying it. That's one of the things that we're, as a company, very aware of. We've been trying to partner with lower waste management and water
Yeah,
management.
we have waste.
utilities.
We also have waste management right there too. So we also have the. It's one of my bosses,
who is that? I know who.
Josh Verdon.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
And again, if you contact me, I'll send you more information. I'll send you the link to the
Can you meet
docket.
with our group?
Which group is this?
We're the data center people, but we're also very plugged into this
Yeah.
issue.
I know, so we have a team that's been meeting with some local
Maybe
climate
Janesville?
group. I know Jeff Hansen from he's our environmental director, has been meeting monthly. Is that, I don't know
Not
what
us.
group he's been meeting with.
you know, so there's, I guess, not to interrupt you, but there's nobody in Beloit with Power and Light that can meet with this group
Sure.